Hello and welcome to Marine Hendricks Field on this scorching Saturday in Boyds, Maryland. I'm your host, James Consoli, and on this evening we are witnessing a flashback game where two teams are facing off for the second time this season in the same location. Kickoff starts in just a few seconds between Georgia FC and the Maryland Bobcats. Last game, the Bobcats edged out a 2-1 thriller win between these two teams in the 90th minute and sent Georgia FC on a longer than usual trip home. Until we get more into that, we'd like to thank the individuals and sponsors that make all of this possible. Shout out NISA, the National Independent Soccer Association, as well as Zara, the official soccer ball sponsor of NISA. Also like to shout out Hummel, the official sponsor for the Maryland Bobcats team, our Bobcats Youth Academy, Brandon Financials, led by former Bobcat Brandon John, Bridge Sports Soccer Club, Saints Row Brewing, who became a partner this year, and Rehab to Perform, because we want all of our players in their best shape possible. So, between these two teams, Georgia FC and the Maryland Bobcats, last matchup was exactly a month ago here at Marine Hendricks Field, where the Bobcats edged out a 2-1 win, like I mentioned earlier. But that second goal came in the 90th minute by none other than Abdou Tiam, who has really led this team with the help of Darwin Espinal to their current position with 7 wins and only 1 loss. Georgia FC, on the other hand, has kind of had an up-and-down season with more downs than ups. With only 3 wins, 1 tie, and 7 losses, they've really found themselves struggling, especially on the road. With only 1 win on the road and 4 losses, they are really looking to get a win tonight and really start to turn the tide, as well as their record. On Wednesday, Maryland faced the Savannah Clovers with a dominant fashion win, 5-1. Similarly, the Clovers on June 15th faced Georgia FC and lost 3-1. So Georgia has gotten some interesting wins, especially similarly over the Clovers, and the Bobcats are looking to put this team away for a second time this season, whereas Georgia FC is looking to turn the tables around. So we're going to be starting in just a minute. As we can hear the chants from the fans, pretty active before this match gets underway. Pretty good turnout. We're expecting more to trickle in as we get going, but right in Boyds, Maryland. So let's talk about the starting lineups for the day. For Georgia FC, starting in goal, we have Nicholas Nelson. Interesting start because Elijah Clark, number 99 for the goalie for Georgia, started last time. Defense, Kevin Herrera, Jungwoo So, Christian Zaragoza, and Fuad Adani. In the midfield, we have Tyrone Harrison, Giovanni Rios Hernandez, Ian Cerro, Jeffrey O'Toole, who scored the only goal against the Bobcats in that May 22nd match, Victor Valencia, and Patrick Okonkwo up top. As we just get underway here at Marine Hendricks Field. And for the Bobcats, not too many changes, but we have Jacob Boyle in goal. He's also in the Golden Glove race with 2 clean sheets so far on this season. We have Luis Almeida, who was inactive last game on Wednesday versus the Clovers. Tongwa Aka in the back. We have Elijah Mo up top. Jocelyn Posian, Darwin Espinal, who leads this team in goals with 5. Travis Ward in the back as well. Andrew Ivell holding down the midfield. And Tyler Gabara, who scored 1 and assisted 1 on Wednesday. Davey Mason, Abdou Tiam, led by Coach Alex Cow. And for Georgia FC, they are led by Coach João Garcia. As we get underway, Ian Cerro with the ball in the midfield. Moves it here to Giovanni Rios Hernandez. Hernandez opts to swing it out wide. And that is stopped there by Davey Mason. Quick return there for him. Wyvell. Posian. And now that's Espinal playing a little deeper than usual. Him and Mason swap back roles. Luis Almeida getting his first touches on the ball after taking about 2 weeks off. A lower body injury. Aka swings it out to Ward. Finds Mo. Back to Ward. Just moving the ball up from the back line. Bobcats really patient. I think a lot of the games as This one seems to be more of a long ball move there. Tyler Gabara going forward again. Gabara may save this one. Referee allows it to play, but Gabara with the turnover there. Looks like Zaragoza on the ball. And referee Ryan Nee, the head referee for the day, sees that as a foul. Ryan's joined by another Ryan in Ryan Myers, AR, as well as Carlos Dominguez. And finally, Valvir Cabrera Garcia, keeping time on the match today. As Georgia is just going to swing this one around. Make sure each one of the players on their team gets touches to start off this game. Out to Jung Woo So. Here's Rios Hernandez finding Ward on the Bobcats instead of his own teammate. Mo playing very deep here. One of the forwards for this team. It appears Maryland's sticking with a 4-3-3. With lots of help, they almost play more like a 4-5-1. As Espinal helps a lot in the back. They try and keep Abdou Tiam, but Espinal's on a run here, and that will be cleared out. That's number 30, Tyrone Henderson. Clears that one out. Playing deeper there. He's typically a midfielder. I'm guessing he would probably be in the 6 for today, playing more of a defensive midi role. As Almeida takes it across half field. Finds Gabara. As mentioned a little bit earlier, Gabara has really shined in the last few weeks with this team, especially in the last few games, with 3 goals in the last 3 games, and he's hoping to make that 4-4 today. With Almeida crossing the midline, again finding Ward. Gabara checks in, not going to be found. Mo playing really deep for one of their forwards, but I think him and Gabara really communicate on this sideline well. A rough touch there from Espinal as Patrick Okonkwo comes back. Okonkwo is the front runner currently for the Golden Boot with 6 goals on the season, but Espinal's right behind him with 5, so this game could decide more than just the match result for the teams, but actually individual accolades as well. As Almeida opts to play another long ball, this one to Tiam. Looks like it's broken up there from Zaragoza. Gabara recovers in the midfield. So far, the 2 turnovers really for the Bobcats have been from long balls, so you got to wonder if they're going to change things up early on as we are just approaching the 5-minute mark for this match. Ian Serra in the midfield, 0-2. Broken up there from Aka. Nifty move from Tiam as he will go forward and get stripped by Serra. 0-2 going forward. That one's going to be called a foul there from Nee. Gabara thinks that one was a little soft. Nonetheless, they're going to play forward. Looks like Rios Hernandez is on the ball. As we mentioned earlier, these last 2 matchups for these teams was really a near close one for Georgia FC. They scored the first goal on the game, led by number 13, who's pressing the ball right now. It's Jeffrey 0-2. From my personal opinion, and I usually like to leave those out, but he scored the most beautiful goal of the season. As he gets another strike on goal, and that one's kind of plopped up into the air, deflected, and picked up for Boyle's first save of the day. Boyle almost held a clean sheet on Wednesday versus the Clovers. The only goal that was scored on him was a penalty, and it was a very questionable penalty call, but nonetheless it was called and put away. And Boyle still guessed the right direction of the penalty where it was going, but unfortunately did not save it for him. Darwin Espinal plays a dangerous long ball, but save there from Mo. Mo not aware that he has Ward on his right side. And now he'll open up. Maybe find Ward. That one's going to go off for a throw. Wyvell on the ball. Gabara checks in. Plays short. Paucien, the captain. Back to Paucien. Almeida. And they're just going to swing it across the back. Didn't like what they see on this right wing. Forward ball there from Abdou Tiam. Playing a little deeper. Him and Espinal really like to swap positions there. Tiam typically stays up at that central 9 position. Sometimes comes back, as we saw there, and plays more of the 7. As this one swung across the back. Possession time has been dominated by the Bobcats so far this match. That one's broken up there from Harrison. As they will go forward. Now, Georgia driving forward. Got an open man on this far wing, and he'll find him. It's number 17, Victor Valencia. Valencia's got time. Finds Jung Woo So. Now 0-2 on the ball. Back to So. Finds Rios Hernandez. Who will find Adani. Adani was not a starter last game. Instead, they had Modou Jadama holding it down for them. Did relatively well for the majority of the match, but is out today. Cerro tries playing a ball against. That one's going to go out for a throw. Georgia FC's ball. Cerro showing some clear frustrations to start off. Rios Hernandez turns his back. And Gabara's on the press. Looks like Amo's going to win this one. That's going to be a foul. I'm guessing on 0-2. Fouling Gabara there. When talking to Gabara in a post-game interview last game, figured out that his reason for his recent successes up top in netting goals is really how he played more of in the back last year, and since he's gotten this forward position, finding himself with more chances up top, and he's certainly done well in putting these chances away and really closing opportunities, as we have our first free kick foul outside of the 18-yard box today, and it looks like it's going to be Gabara on the ball. Gabara on the ball with his left foot. I'm thinking this is going to be a shot on goal. Relatively good distance, not a bad angle. We'll see what Gabara chooses to do, whether he tries to float it to that back post. Yep, floating it. Not the greatest ball, and that one's cleared out, but Paucien, the captain, is sitting back in the furthest recovery position as Wyvell's on the ball. Kind of dangerous here, but finds Boyle with time. Opposite play Aka, and they're back in their positions. Everybody is. Almeida on the ball. Something interesting that I mentioned earlier was number 99, goalkeeper Elijah Clark for Georgia FC. Started last game between these two teams. And today, they opted to put Nicholas Nelson as their starting goalie. So Nelson is in the net for FC. And so far, so good. Hasn't really had a shot on goal just yet. Nothing he's had to break up, as we have Jung Woo So again. Now Adani, who will play his first long ball of the day. It's a beautiful ball, but it's just a bit deep, and that looks like Boyle's going to collect that one. Boyle's been so great this season for the Bobcats. As I mentioned earlier, 2 clean sheets, and really not letting up too much else. as Gabarra's on the ball. Finds Tiam, who fumbles that one away. Had more time than he thought and just kind of played the ball muscle memory instead of looking to see where his go is. Sarah is forward, and he's going to take an early crack. Finds Boyle out of his goal. A near shot there. A really close call there. Sarah really wish he could have that one back. Boyle got lucky there. He found himself outside the net. He usually likes to play in that front position a little bit outside of his line and outside the 18-yard box, but real near call there from the Bobcats is they're kind of fumbling in the back right now. It seems they're kind of playing a little bit more nonchalant than they should be. They really got to get things more forward and more controlled. As Almeida's going to play his patented long ball forward, try and find Tiam. That one's won. Aka on the ball. And you could just see how deep Espinal is. He's supposed to be there 7 today, at least playing a little higher, and now he's finding himself in more of a defensive mid position. Espinal is going to track back or find his way back to his positioning. I'm sure Coach Cal allows Espinal to have a little bit more freedom when he's on the field, kind of find open spaces as he goes. More of a limitless role as opposed to confined in a certain area of the field. As we're going to have Travis Ward try and go forward, recovered by O2. Ward's going to try and steal the ball, and that's not going to work out for him. Pausian interrupts that run here. Victor Valencia, midfielder for them, playing sort of a left mid role today. Though the Bobcats typically play the 4-3-3 role, they find themselves oftentimes in a 4-5-1 with Tiam being the highest man. And that's exactly what Georgia FC plays typically, is the 4-5-1 with Okonkwo as their high man up top. So now Zhangwu So is back on the ball with lots of time and space. He's probably going to loft one in, as he will, in the back post. Finds a header there. That's Herrera. Kevin Herrera, defenseman. For, I believe, the month of April, won one of the defensive players of the month, scoring 2 goals during that month. Really, really found himself also in the Golden Boot race for most goals. No longer on that list, as Boyle will opt to play this one short. Travis Ward with loads of time. Luis Almeida. Never really know what he's going to do, whether it is kind of just work the ball short or try and find the high man up top of the long ball. Andrew Wyvell with a beautiful turn. He'll send this one forward for Tiam, and he might be able to save this one. Called offsides here. Quick name correction. Andrew Wyvell is actually pronounced Wivel. Andrew Wivel, spelled W-I-V-E-L-L. So, shout out to Andrew Wivel. Sorry for the mispronunciation, as Ward is on this right flank. We'll just rocket a ball, and now they're just playing. Oh, it's fumbled there. Gabarra on the ball. Great pressure there from Gabarra. So he'll get slide tackle, and that one's going to go for a corner kick. Great attention there from Gabarra. Like I mentioned earlier, his ability to press and really just find himself up top since getting more of a forward role for the Bobcats has really done some great successes for the team, as they'll opt to throw him as the left corner kick taker, the left footer. Bobcats try and find themselves on the scoring sheet about 16.5 minutes in. A beautiful header there and a save. A beautiful save there from Nicholas Nelson. I believe that was off the head of Pausian. Just a beautiful strike. I thought the placement was perfect in the bottom left corner. Bounced it right before the line and unable to score that one as Andrew Wivel's on the ball. Will loft this one back into play and cooped up by Nelson. And he's going to take his time on this ball because of the close call there. Just a great save there from Nelson. Funny enough, that's where the placement really was for the last goal that was scored on Georgia FC in this last match between these two teams on Marine Hendricks Field. The corner came from the other side, of course, but it was lofted up. Tiam hits it near that top left, mid-left corner. So Nicholas Nelson was not looking to repeat history there, as there's going to be a foul called. Just a little trip as Georgia FC was in transition. Ian Sarah on the ball, the left footer. Probably going to play this one back, but he might try and loft it. It's a bit far to play into the box. He will opt to, as he might find a Conquo. A header there. Beautiful save there from Boyle. Very near call. Herrera found himself in the air, trying to put that ball on the ground and in the back of the net. And what a save there from Boyle. Really, really close call. And the deflection came right out back in front. I believe it was number 22, Adani, who almost had that near deflection and put that one back in the strings. This match will stay at 0-0 with the Bobcats having possession. Almeida comes forward. Finds Ward in motion. This one's broken up by Zhang Wu So. Gabara on the pressure. Beautiful touch there from So. Great dribbling there from Sarah, but gets that broken up, and Gabara's on the ball again. Andrew Wivel passes that one to Ward. Pausian opts to play this one to Aka. I think they'll find Wivel here. It's Travis Ward out right on the flank. I might have picked his head up maybe to try and find a long ball there, but won't. He's typically the guy that plays the long balls in, as he will go forward. This is as high as he's come today so far. Amo keeps the touch and bounds. A high kick there from Gabara. Not much he could have done there differently. Foot was in the wrong place, wrong time, as well as Zhang Wu So's head. So, referee Ryan Nee saw all he needed to. Awards with Georgia FC with the possession. This one here, Adani plays So out wide. So's going to come forward, play a ball in behind, and it looked like Okonkwo was asking for a foul or something, but it clearly hit off his hand. So, believe that's what Ryan Nee called. Now it's Bobcats' ball regardless. This score is notched at 0-0 too as we get near the halfway mark of the first half. But though it's 0-0, for the latest scores, stats, standings, and news, visit nisasoccer.com. As this ball is played in the middle. Not really much there Victor Valencia could have done with it as this ball is cooped up by Boyle. Ward will come forward and just play it out to Almeida in the center. Finding Mason again, trying to get him more comfortable on the ball as he's missed a few of the last couple matches. Was not active for the last match versus the Clovers. A switch there from Espinal, finding Ward. Ward's going back to Almeida. Seems like the Bobcats are playing it real safe today and not really progressing forward as much as they'd like. And when they do, it's just a turnover. That was just a rough pass there from the back line. I believe it was Mason who tried to find up Mo there and just wasn't a great pass. Might be smart, though, for the Bobcats to play it a little safer, as they were not the first team to score in the last matches between these two teams. As this one's played forward to Tiam on the right wing. Tiam's going to find himself on the ball still. As Gabar is in. A shot deflected there. Number 30, Tyrone Harrison, breaks that one up. Doesn't even allow Gabar to get a sight of the goal before blocking it. Ian Serra pretty strong on the ball here. Possession's going to be awarded to Georgia FC for a throw. Fans can cheer on their favorite Nisa club all season long by visiting Passage, the official ticketing partner of Nisa. Find tickets for Nisa matches at tickets.nisasoccer.com. And due to the heat, looks like we're going to take our first break of the day. Shout out the officiating crew for really conducting this, as well as Nisa. It's a really smart practice to do, being that we are currently at 91 degrees in Boyd's, Maryland. A high of 98 degrees on the day. Sunny conditions still expected till even 8. The feels like temperature is 96 though. 91 currently, but 96 is the feels like. There's a slight breeze, but living in Maryland, and as most people on the Eastern Shore know, that slight breeze kind of just turns into humidity and just an arid culture. So gusts up to 11 miles per hour, but if you ask the players, I don't think they could tell you there's any gusts at this point. But looks like some of the Bobcats are going to trickle back onto the field. The scores on the sheet last time between these two teams on May 22nd. In order, Jeffrey 0-2 for Georgia FC. A beautiful shot to the top left corner from outside the 18. One of the prettiest goals on the season. And then following, an Espinal penalty kick. And Abdou Tiam with a last-second header in the 90th minute to give the Bobcats the win. As this ball is back in play. Finding Espinal. Now Amo. In the box, Abdou Tiam on the ball. A no call there from Knee. Played back in there by Espinal, and this one's going to be cleared out. Rios Hernandez plays this one forward as Okonkwo tries to get the ball up top. Despite being the leading scorer in Nisa so far this season, Okonkwo has yet to score against the Bobcats. Maybe that's part of their strategy. But if you ask them, they don't want any goals scored on them, regardless of if it's Okonkwo, 0-2, anybody else on their roster. As Espinal finds himself back in play, and that's a clear foul there. Ryan Knee finds that one pretty easily. Looks like Rios Hernandez is pleading his case. Zaragoza pleading his case, as well as Ian Serra, but pretty easy call there for Knee. As this ball's back in play, and Finding Abdou Tiam. We'll play Ward forward. A beautiful slide there from So. He'll find O2, who will take his time and eventually find number 17 here, Victor Valencia. Valencia is going to switch the ball here. Finding Herrera. Herrera's going forward. And really for Georgia FC, I know I talked a lot about Okonkwo, but they have scorers in every position. Kevin Herrera really helped their team in the month of April, scoring a few goals for them from a defensive position. For the Bobcats, we saw a number of different scorers in the last game on Wednesday. This ball is attempted to be played in there. Looks like Zaragoza tried to put that one in the box. Not going to happen. As I mentioned, on Wednesday, a number of different scores for the Bobcats. Elijah Amo found his way on the board. Tyler Gabara found his way on the board. I believe Abdou Tiam scored a goal as well. They had a sub, and Wilfred Tanay scoring later in the game. As this one's cooped up by Espinal, and Espinal's going forward. Another foul call, and you got to think this is going to be a card awarded because Espinal was crossing the midline in transition. That's going to be the first foul call of the day and yellow card awarded. From here, it looks like Tyrone Harrison is going to take the first card. Was the trip that bad? No, but the problem is that it was in transition, and Espinal had beat the last man, really. So the Bobcats could have seemingly scored, and referee Ryan Nee keeps that in consideration when giving out cards. So this one's back into play. Captain Pausien's going to just keep it short. Beautiful first touch there. Davy Mason going forward here. Mason playing Amo, and Amo did not have his feet set to turn. As Andrew Wivel tries to win the ball. Pausien, a very bad pass there from Pausien, but able to recover quickly. The Bobcats' transition is amazing, whereas Georgia FC was a lot slower in transition. The Bobcats already had 6 players back, but as Georgia was trying to transition, only had 4 forward. So really, you can't do all that much when you're playing a man down going forward. As Herrera is going to look to take on Davy Mason. Ian Cerro here. Finding Zaragoza. Cerro with a long ball, broken up by Almeida. Almeida has shown no signs of slowing down since returning in this match. As Espinal is going to go again. Maybe try and take on his defender in Zaragoza. Slow it down. Plays it back. Tongwaka. Almeida. Almeida is actually the tallest player on this team, though Aka is tall as well. Almeida stands at 6'4". Pretty typical for your center backs to be the tallest guys on your team, as well as forwards, but he is the tallest guy for the Bobcats. As this one looks to go out. Nee gives out a Bobcats throw as they're going to play this one back. Here we have Amo. He'll look to take on his defender. Cutting in. Abdou Tiam and Ward on this side. A lot of Bobcats in this right corner of the field. Beautiful slide there. It's Victor Valencia who breaks that one up. Ward shielding. Finds Almeida again. Almeida back. Bobcats playing a lot slower than they typically play, but it's not a bad thing to play patient. Sometimes when you rush, you try to get too much done in one time. You're not really focused on one pass at a time. You try and jump to something. That's when you get sloppy and you start to rush things and break your team apart, as Ward opts to play Almeida again. Almeida, another long ball. This one looks like it's going to run out of bounds. Saved there from Mason. Beautiful first touch there from Mason. He's going to go forward. Mason with his left foot on the ball finds Espinal. Espinal, a shot, a goal. And just like I said earlier, Espinal and Okonkwo now tied at 6 goals apiece. One of them was going to show out today for sure, and Espinal scores against this team once again this season. Davy Mason, a beautiful first-time touch off his head, off a long ball from Almeida. Plays Espinal forward. Espinal able to put that one in the strings and give the Bobcats the first goal of the game. As we are about 13 minutes from the 45-minute mark. Last time these two teams faced, as I mentioned already, Georgia was the first team to score, and this time Bobcats are looking to reinvent history and notch their first goal of the day. Behind their leading scorer, now the leading scorer in all of NISA, tied with Okonkwo. 6 goals for Darwin Espinal. And I believe that assist is from number 98, Davy Mason. As I mentioned, a beautiful first touch from Mason off his head to save that one. He had to jump with really everything he had. As this one's played in the box and broken up there. A ball from 0-2 to midfielder Ian Serra. The middies playing with it in the box, and that one's just off target. Giving a Bobcats goal kick there.
Today's first goal scored by the Maryland Bobcats. Number 10, Darwin Espinal. Assisted by number 16, Davy Mason.
Save there from Tongwaka. A long ball played in. Amo. Jungwoo So's in a dangerous position. Amo's going to put this one and just sky it over the bar. Really tried to rush that shot as Jungwoo So showed hard pressure, but Amo is not going to find the strings yet today, as we are just over the 35-minute mark, about 10 minutes from regular time in the halftime. A long ball here. 22 Adeni plays that one in. As the referee, Ryan Nee's going to award a corner kick there. Said it was last touched off Travis Ward. Number 17, Victor Valencia, able to bounce that off Ward's leg last. He will not take the corner, though, as Rios Hernandez is coming in to do that. Rios Hernandez lofts this one really far back there. Off the head of Herrera, looks like. Excuse me, not Herrera there. It's Valencia again, who just drawed the corner kick. Saved there by Boyle. Sent out to Davy Mason on the left flank. Ward plays this one forward. Kind of a weird lofted ball, but Espinal's going to get to it. Back to Amo. Finds Wivel. Back to Wivel. Ward. Gabara. Wivel. Bobcats brewing something here as Amo's in the clear. Amo will take another touch instead of putting it on the frame, and that's going to give them a corner goal kick. No foul call there, it looks like. Could have been a drawn penalty, but referee Ryan Nee does not agree with Elijah Amo of the Bobcats. Says to stay on his feet. Puts the ball back in play as goalkeeper. Nelson plays it out to Zhang Wuso. As Rios Hernandez is on the ball. Finds Ian Cerro midfield with lots of time and space. He will drive the ball forward. Cerro dribbling. Cerro finding Valencia. Valencia crosses it in. Deflected off. It looks like it's going to be a corner kick. Or a goal kick, excuse me. Maybe a corner. It was a weird trajectory the ball just took off somebody's foot. And it looks like it's going to be a corner kick. Rios Hernandez is going to be on the ball again. A mistouch there from Rios Hernandez. Thought he had the ball. Didn't really pay attention to it touching his foot as that one rolls out of bounds. And now Travis Ward on the throw. Finds Amo. Amo plays a sloppy pass there to Gabara. Ian Cerro finding himself in a similar spot as last time. Herrera driving in. Ian Cerro is going to try and get forward. Paucien breaks it up. Finds Espinal. Now Davy Mason with a long ball to clear it out. Abdou Tiam. Beautiful first touch. Finds Espinal again. Espinal is going to opt to go short here. Paucien here. Aka. Back to Paucien. Excuse me, back to Aka and now Paucien. Them just playing toe tap with it, just back and forth there. Finds Gabara in the midfield. Gabara, too many touches on the ball. Didn't keep it close to his feet there. So he's going to track back, try and defend 0-2. A little 5-hole pass there from 0-2. Ian Cerro's going to take a crack on goal. Broken up there by Boyle. Seemingly pretty easy there. Boyle pats it up to himself at the same time talking to his teammate as he's making the save. Pretty funny there from Boyle. He was so confident about making that save as Almeida is going to play his patented long ball once again. Abdou trying to get a touch on the ball. Trying to head it, but nobody was forward. Maybe trying to flick on past there, but to no fruition. As now Zaragoza is going to play Herrera in an attacking position. Herrera going forward. Herrera still on the ball. Patrick Okonkwo pretty far out to take a shot there, and that's broken up real quickly by Almeida. No foul call there from Nee. Valencia. Rios Hernandez plays a long ball here. Broken up, Mason. Espinal going forward. Maybe going to take on Ian Cerro. Instead, he's going to opt to play Abdou Tiam short. Bobcats are going to work it again. This team has been very patient today in terms of going forward, and it's actually awarded them pretty well so far. As this team is traveling in Georgia FC, I'm sure some of their fans may have tagged along for this one. Hotel Planner is Nice's official hotel reservation partner. Fans can get discounted hotel rates to attend NISA matches, tournaments, or personal travel. Visit nisa.hotelplanner.com to book your next trip today. It's now Victor Valencia back on the ball. Slight pressure, and he's just going to dribble this one out of bounds. Kind of been that kind of day so far for Georgia FC, and especially for Valencia on this left flank. Gave up the last possession in a similar fashion, just not really being too careful with the ball. As this one's going to play forward there is Amo. Jungwoo So trying to not allow Mo to get the ball, but he will. That's a pretty clear foul, it looked like, but it's not going to be called there. Number 30, Tyrone Harrison, got away with something there on Mo, but not going to be called, as some strong deliberation from the crowd as to why that should have been a foul. They made their case. It was refuted by Ryan Nee. Jungwoo So, a long throw. This one's going to bounce over the back and head of Almeida. Patrick Okonkwo begging for a foul. Not going to get it. He's thinking that Almeida was being a little rougher on him than what should be allowed, and the referees did not find the same case. As now Davy Mason out on the left flank, finds Espinal. Wivel in this middle with a lot of time. Wivel dribbling up the middle. Finds Gabara, who finds Amo out on the right. Back to Gabara. Amo. Ward. Wivel. Ward. Gabara. Amo. Beautiful pass there from Gabara. Amo. Cross in. A shot there from Tiam. A bad, really, he tried to one-touch that one. Just slipped his foot. You hate when that happens. Didn't really get the contact he was looking for. Probably off the bottom, really the bottom half of his foot there. Didn't get strong content there in the middle of his foot. As now Ian Serra on the ball. Swings a 2-0-2. Who looks up to play a long ball and will not. Looks like he's going to find Valencia, who kind of gives up another open pass there. Valencia has not been his day so far. The communication factor on this left flank has really been off for Georgia. No updates on extra time added yet, but we are approaching the 45-minute mark. We'll get you guys updated in just a second. About a little over 20 seconds left in regular time in the first half, as we have Harrison on the ball for Georgia. Swings it here. Rios Hernandez, who will go forward. Play it slow here. Adeni on the ball. Plays it out wide here. Looks like we're going to have 2 minutes of extra time. Not really too many fouls in there. As this one goes in the box, Zaragoza tries. Passian breaks up. Passian's been so strong in the defensive half for the Bobcats. As now this looks like an Espinal long ball. Amo touching into space. He may save it, and he will. But unable to get back in play quick enough as Jungwoo So is on the ball. Finding Okonkwo. Okonkwo going forward. Who finds Rios Hernandez. Now Herrera out on the right flank. That's the problem, though, with Georgia. They don't really bring too many men forward. Now they show to have a good amount of guys in the box, but still, in their transition, the Bobcats are able to bring more of their men back. And Georgia playing with their 4-5-1, some of those 5 middies in the midfield don't transition quick enough, so they're outnumbered when they're on their own when they're attacking the Maryland's goal. So it's almost like Georgia's bringing 4 players. Maryland already is defending with 6, and then 7 and 8 trickle in, and you can't really formulate a good attack with lower numbers. As we probably have about 1 minute left in this half. Boyle's just going to loft this one up, trying to find Tiam. About 30 seconds left now. Amo with his back turned to the defender. So Andrew Wivel up the middle. Aka on the ball. got to think the time's just trickling down at this point. Probably going to be the half called after this throw. Once O2 throws this, you got to imagine that half's probably going to be over. So this is going to be a goal kick, maybe a foul. I think they're just going to award a goal kick. Couple seconds left ticking down, and it looks like Ryan Nee is going to call the halftime whistle here at Marine Hendricks Field. 1-0 Bobcats over Georgia FC. And Rios Hernandez and some of the Georgia players showing some clear frustrations with Nee's first half officiating. But nonetheless, the Bobcats still have the lead, and this time they are the team that scores first in this match. We'll be back here in just a couple seconds, a couple minutes actually, to bring you back the second half action. But till then, we'll thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in a couple minutes. Hello and welcome back to Marine Hendricks Field for some more second half action between the Maryland Bobcats and Georgia FC. Bobcats are up 1-0, and we're just going to give you a brief first half recap as to kind of what we've been seeing here up at the press box. The Bobcats have been more patient today. I'm James Consoli, and I'm now joined by Hannah Savoy on my right, and she will be giving more insight, painting some color commentary for this second half. And
I appreciate
Hannah, things have been more patient for the Bobcats. Patience is a virtue, and they are virtuous today in developing plays and kind of playing at their own pace. What did you see from the first half?
I see that Georgia FC really must have been watching film because they have been following everything that we've done on the right side, for sure. They see what Guevara's been doing these past few games, and they're going after that. They're trying to get in his way. So it's really interesting to see that they've been doing their homework. But we definitely need to be a little bit more aggressive. We need to follow through.
Absolutely. Yeah, the Bobcats do need to be more aggressive. On this right half in particular, like Hannah pointed out, there's been a lot of brewing from Guevara, Amo. The first goal we saw in the last game at Marine Hendricks Field was a little tic-tac-toe passing back and forth between Guevara and Amo, which led to the first goal of the game versus the Clovers on Wednesday. But also something I'd like to point out, Hannah, is how poor Georgia has been in transition. So when they get the ball back and they're going forward, their numbers aren't high enough. And what I credit that to is the fact they have so much in their midfield, but their midfielders aren't getting forward enough. So when they're going forward to try and score a goal, they have 4 players. The Bobcats already have 6, 7, 8 back on defense. So
I agree. That formation, they're going to have to figure that out.
yeah, I do think they need more striking power up top rather than just relying on a Conquel. And something you just updated me on, Hannah, is the fact that Darwin Espinal and Patrick Okonkwo are now tied with 6 goals each for the Golden Boot race. And, this is just going to be a battle between 2 great players and forwards for their respective teams.
Oh, 100%. And I highly doubt they're actually thinking about that on the field right now. But if I were Darwin Espinal, that'd be a nice little thing to keep in the back of my head right now.
Sure. I know he's been,
We just
chasing.
got subs in too, by the way. So Maryland will be subbing 15 in and 12 out.
Yeah, and I think 15 is Wilfred Tanay, but it's actually Richard Forca.
Yep,
So they're going to be putting Forca in. He's going to be seeing his first minutes of the game. Forca is one of the older players on this lineup at age 30. He is behind Abdou Tiam, Jocelyn Paucien, the captain, as well as Manny Gonzalez. And it looks like referee Ryan Nee is about to get things underway. And I don't know what Georgia FC is really talking about in their huddle right now, because they struck first last game at Marine Hendricks Field, and they scored the first goal behind Jeffrey O'Toole, number 13. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of what tactics they're going to change up in the second half, and if any subs have come in for them. Doesn't look like it yet.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. We haven't gotten anything through our red hat yet, but I also wouldn't be surprised if we had a second water break this half. It's still very hot here.
Yes, it is incredibly hot as well, but it looks like the sun is currently covered, so that's good. The lights have come on, so less natural light, more bright lights, more action back here at Marine Hendricks Field as Abdou Tiam is sitting on the ball right now, waiting to get things underway. Ryan Nee blows the whistle, and we are back with more action. And in the first half, we saw a lot of long balls played from Luis Almeida, and one of those actually led to Davey Mason heading the ball back into play and playing Darwin Espinal forward.
Yeah.
So we're going to see if we see more long ball action from Almeida as Boyle plays this long ball punt out to his left wing, and Espinal recovers.
And correct me if I'm wrong, it looks like we have all of our subs and all of Georgia FC's subs up practicing on the side.
It looks like it, certainly, Hannah. I think to me it appears that Richard Forca replaced Travis Ward, and Travis Ward is the only person that is an active player sitting on the bench for the Bobcats. So either coach wanted to get Forca some more minutes, or he didn't like what he saw from Ward. But from what I saw from Ward from the first half, it just seems like Forca is who they wanted to play at this right time. Wasn't necessarily a knock on what Ward brought
at
to the
all.
table today.
It could have also been just to attempt to mess with Georgia's head.
Sure,
Get
definitely.
somebody new that they
Just
haven't been watching footage on.
Exactly. And they have definitely more footage from Ward this season, as now this one's going to go out of bounds and award the Bobcats with first throw of the half. None other than Richard Forka. Forka, typically listed as a center back, born in Silver Spring, Maryland, not too far. If I had to guess, probably Holy Cross Hospital. So
Yeah.
him and I both have that in common.
You were born at Holy Cross.
Yes.
Learn something new every day, guys.
Yes. But unfortunately, well, I guess fortunately, I don't know, however you want to say it, mine was 9 years after Richard's birth, so him and I were not born on the same day or the same year, but maybe on the same floor, as Elijah Moe is offsides. I think this is his second offsides call of the day, so he's really got to watch that line better.
I will say, we now share this field with not only any of the events that the Plex do, like lacrosse and other soccer, but we do share this field with a rugby team now.
As this one's in the clear, and
Oh,
it looks like there's
wow.
going to be a penalty kick awarded there.
Oh my goodness.
Kevin Herrera going forward, and Tangwa Aka trying to recover there. A shove in the back, it seems.
I disagree with that. It looked like he could not stop himself. It looked like an actual accident to me.
But now they're going to put their faith and
Oh my
trust into
goodness,
number
here we go.
14, Patrick Okonkwo, and he gets to renew history and put himself back in number one spot for the Golden Boot race. Okonkwo on the ball here. Jacob Boyle hoping to keep another clean sheet. If he keeps a clean sheet this game, that would be his third of the year. So a big opportunity for Boyle and an even bigger opportunity for Okonkwo on the ball to lead in the Golden Boot race. Okonkwo patiently taking his time.
We have a
Near
youth
strike on the
player.
ball.
Oh,
To the bottom left
yes!
corner,
There
and
we
a
go.
save there from Jacob Boyle. Last game, there was a PK in that same spot, put in the bottom left corner. Boyle was too late to get to it. Boyle saves this one, keeps it a clean sheet on the day as we're about to approach the 49th minute of the match.
I credit that to Boyle and the youth player that was dancing behind the goal.
There you go. We love Bobcats family is a real thing. And anybody, there's more than just 11 players on the field for the Bobcats. There's players in this whole stadium, and that's just a quick shout-out I'd like to give out to the Bobcats Youth Academy. They also make this whole event possible, and their help with setup, preparation, and I would imagine that they keep the older players on their toes.
We do apologize if the sound's a little bit too high right now. We just got word from our operations team that I needed to edit the sound.
Yeah, apologies if we're coming in a little overmodulated. We are trying our best, but
We have some new equipment.
as Jeffrey O'Toole is on the ball in the midfield here again, plays an outside of the foot pass here. Zaragoza going
Oy.
to play a pretty weird ball in the box, but it's going to go in the
Absolutely
box.
not. There,
And
oh
that one's called
goodness.
offsides. To me, it looks like Herrera was offsides there. Herrera was the player that just drew the penalty kick that was saved by Boyle. Shout out to Bobcats goalkeeper. And also shout out to Brandon Financials, financial literacy agent by former Bobcat player Brandon John. You can see them featured in the stadium right now with a tent if you are actively listening and at the game. And Brandon Financials aims to offer financial education to many families all around the country, not just in Maryland. As now we have the Rosum mascot walking past us right now.
I definitely forgot to look up if we found a name for him.
Yeah, last game, if you were tuning in, we announced that on our Twitter that we were figuring out a name for our new Bobcats mascot. A couple of the names that came in were Boyd, Baxter, Rozcat was one of them too. Rozcat the Bobcat. But he's wearing the Rosum shirt that stands for Regenerative Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. located in Washington, D.C. It's a certified clinic offering non-surgical chronic pain treatments. So, shout out to Razum for sponsoring the Bobcats and making this season possible. As we have another corner kick. I believe that's Ian Cerro, number 10, midfielder for Georgia on the left-footed
And
corner.
Wivel up front.
As he will
protector.
send this one to the back post, and
There
that's
we go.
caught in the air from Boyle. We'll send this one forward. A long punt here
Oh, yeah.
as Amo tries to get behind that one. This one, it's number 30, Tyrone Harrison. Now Zara goes on the ball. Ian Cerro again. Ian fighting strong, but Espinal has been so strong on the defensive end today for the Bobcats. You can really tell he came to
Definitely.
this game prepared.
Oh, out on
He's
a
been sharp
Georgia,
today.
Yep. But I see what you're saying. They've tried to redo their formation the second half, but now they're getting clumped up with our defense.
I mean, so many guys for this team in the midfield, they don't really spread out all that well. They've also put Herrera in a different position. Herrera, earlier in the season, was playing in a right-back role, number 2, and now he looks like he's playing their right wing and their forward at the 11 or the 9 position. As Zaragoza gets the ball on this right flank, gets a touch to the ground. Beautiful first touch there from Zaragoza. Now Rios Hernandez, and this ball's in transition again. Abdou Tiam.
Goodness.
Just
Somebody
a sloppy
needed to be
first
up
touch.
there. That seemed like it was just a kick out the way. Now, our Razum mascot, I know for a fact that we gave him a 10-minute tops outside because of his heat. I
As now Tiam is on the ball, and looks like Ian Cerro was on his back there. Tiam just a great job coming back there. Ryan Nee saw all he needed to, called the foul. Only one yellow card has been awarded this game so far. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's Tyrone Harrison who has the yellow. This one's going to be headed out of bounds by Zaragoza as Davey Mason, the left back, who plays more like a left wing back, was pressuring. He'll take the throw. Espinal, now Pausien. Tongwaka. Beautiful job swinging the ball here. Luis Almeida. Richard Forca, the sub. Only sub for the Bobcats since the first half.
I expect to see quite a
Aka
few
playing a
more.
high ball there. Beautiful touches
Oh,
by
good
Espinal. He's
job.
been top of the tier class today. Just amazing. Bringing the ball down, playing smart, playing quick, not holding on to it for too long, and it's clear why he is the scorer for today and the only scorer in the match. And now you can see the only shots from the Lions have 6 of them on the day. As
Oh,
now we have a
wow.
Mo going forward. This one looks like it's going to run out of bounds and actually turn out to be a corner kick. Great job there from Mo. Jungwoo So didn't really have an option but to just try and get that ball out. As now it looks like on the
Gabara,
side,
too.
it's Tyler
Yeah.
Gabara. Really taken a larger role in this team in recent weeks since he's gotten to play more forward, as he's going to take the left-footed corner side kick. As
Oh,
Almeida
s-
finds himself in the air, out jumps a Georgia FC player who seems to be down. It's Ian Cerro, the midfielder, and he comes up a little bit shaken up, but Luis Almeida wishes he could have that one back. Being the tallest guy on the Bobcats, no surprise he got his head on that ball.
I agree about Guevara really shining these past few games. It's really been a turn in this team's attacking.
Absolutely, Hannah. And recently, I mean, it's kind of not only just like the fact that he's scoring goals, it's the spark he's giving this team. He was the first, he assisted the first goal on Wednesday, which was scored by Amo. And then Amo rewarded him right back, and he got the first goal himself, the second goal, you know. So 1 goal, 1 assist there. As the Bobcats retain possession there, thanks to Richard Forca. Now Gabara. Out to Amo. Turned over there from Wibble. Rios Hernandez plays a long chip ball up to Herrera, who now plays more on the attacking side of the ball for Georgia FC.
Now that play just made me very nervous. I don't know if anybody was watching the Turkey game today, but there was for the Euros, that was an own goal from Turkey. That somebody kicked it back.
Yeah.
Thought that the goalie would get it. Nope.
And that's tough, Anna. In national competition like this, it's just really, really frustrating because it's not only just fans of the club that are watching, it's residents of the entire nation that care. So it becomes, the impact just is so much more. But I don't know what the final score is at 3-0.
It was, I'm pretty sure it was 3-0 Portugal.
We'll confirm
I had
that. But
seen I saw it at that 2-1 where Turkey gave it up.
yeah, it was a 3-0 win for Portugal, but none of those goals actually were scored by Cristiano Ronaldo, interesting enough. So whether you're a fan or not of Ronaldo, he did not find himself on the score sheet today. Maybe he assisted one of them, though. Unsure about that. But we're back in play, and it's Jacob Boyle with the goal kick, telling his team to get up and wide. Strong pressure here from Georgia. Herrera, as well as Okonkwo. Okonkwo really, really, I bet at this point, wishes he had that penalty back. I mean, it just did not have enough power on it. Great placement, just not enough power. And Boyle, Okonkwo must not have been watching film because Boyle almost saved a near one. Similar to that. As now we have Amo forward. A beautiful flick on from Tiam. Amo shoots. Just on target. Beautiful save there from Nicholas Nelson. Nelson trying to tell his guys, hey, we needed more numbers back. Nelson was probably also a little bit confused about whether or not that was offsides, but it wasn't. I can tell you from here for sure that wasn't offsides. It was a perfectly timed flick on there from Tiam to Amo, and Amo didn't need to put that one away, but I'm sure he wanted to, as now there's going to be another corner kick. We're repeating 5 minutes ago, and now it's Gabara on the left-sided corner kick. We'll play this one in. Really long corner, and that one just runs out of bounds. See what he was trying to do there, play it to that back post and find Almeida again, but looks like we're going to have a sub here. Hannah's going to be able to update you on who it is and who's coming out.
We have 17, who is Victor Valencia coming out, and I could not tell the number that was coming in. We have
Victor Valencia, and I believe
8 coming in, so that is Lamin Johnny.
Lamin Johnny, okay.
Johnny?
We'll try and get a proper pronunciation if we're butchering his name, but till then we're back with more action playing, and I'm not really surprised they subbed Valencia out. It wasn't his game day, really. It wasn't his day today. Rough touches, some forced passes, some unforced turnovers and errors, so Valencia's going to take a seat on the bench and really just get back to practice in the upcoming week as this ball is headed out from center back Almeida. As now Amo tries to get that one. I'm sure another card's going to be awarded here, possibly from that slide tackle.
You think so?
Ryan Nee looks like he's reaching for his pocket, but unsure.
Very
and
unsure.
He gets a yellow card out.
Yep.
We'll award it to Amo, and Amo's standing over the body of Zhang Wu So, trying to see if he's all right. Looks like So is all right. Doesn't look like any subs are going to come in for him. As now Ian Cerro stands on the ball.
The AT did get up to approach the ref, see if he wanted him to go on, but he's walked back.
As now Ian Cerro stands over the ball. And you got to just think, I mean, typically you'd like to play this one short, but I think he's just going to try and loft this into the back post area.
I agree 110%.
pretty well taken, actually, but kind of just went right over near the penalty spot. Don't know if he was aiming for that or the back post, but regardless, it looks like there was a foul called in the box, but against Georgia, so this one's coming out for the Bobcats. Free kick is now Almeida on the ball. And Almeida hasn't really missed a beat since being out for a little over 2 weeks. He didn't play in the last match on Wednesday, but you can't even tell.
You can't.
As Jung Woo So appears to be all right and playing fine after his fall on the ground about a minute ago.
I would say the same about Davy Mason.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen really, I don't want to jinx anything, but we haven't seen really too many mess-ups or errors from Mason. So far so good for the left back.
Coach Cow definitely had a secret theory as to
Mason with a turnover here.
as to why he kept two of his players out.
As now
on
Gabara
Wednesday.
is in transition as well as the Bobcats, and now Mo gets a touch on the ball. Gabara going with him. These two have just been a deadly duo, and I'm sure he's going to try and find Gabara again, as he does. Gabara kind of slowing it down, finding Wivel. Back to Gabara. He can turn here. Opts not to.
I do want to update you guys on the DC United game. They are playing Houston. 4 minutes were added to the to the first half, and DC United is up 1. Benteke got that goal on a penalty in the 38th minute. Since we are outside of the nation's capital.
Yeah, thank you for the update, Hannah. It's a great to have these sorts of games going on, that local teams, and I'm sure people that are fans of the Bobcats are definitely also fans of DC United, or at least aware of their happenings. So Richard Forca is on the ball. Espinal's touch today has been just immaculate. He's been right time, right place, everything, and able to put away a goal earlier today. In the first half, if you missed it, it was about around this 32nd minute. Thanks to our red hat, keeping track. Today, it's none other than Caleb Pritchett, another player this team is very familiar with. As now we have Kevin Herrera deep in the corner. Great defense from Mason. I mean, just cleans it up. No errors, no near fouls, no nothing. As Herrera gets the ball back. Jeffrey O'Toole. Pausian stands strong, not even giving him more than 2 touches on the ball. As now Gabara's in transition. He might find his left winger, Espinal. Might find the left winger, Espinal. Espinal is in the box. Espinal interesting. Maybe he'll take him on. Lofts it to the back post. Across.
Oh.
Ball off the post.
What?
Gabara.
Oh, my
Saved,
goodness.
but it looks like that's going to be another goal for Tyler Gabara.
It's a goal?
4 goals in 4 games. Tyler Gabara.
Goodness.
That ball crossed by Espinal to Amo. Amo heads it. Hits off the post. Gabara puts it away for his 4th goal in the last 4 games. Shout out Tyler Gabara.
Oh, my goodness.
That'll give the Bobcats a 2-0 lead over Georgia FC in the second half. 65 minutes almost on the clock.
Now, I cannot wait to see that on Nisa's Twitter or X. I cannot wait to see that replay.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have live replays on our show, but if we could, you'll see it on our Instagram, certainly, and definitely the Instagram of Nisa as well, because Nisa Soccer, because that goal was about unorthodox as they come.
We are
as the Bobcats are kind of laughing it off, trying to gauge what just happened.
Definitely gauging what happened. I do know that you and I are waiting to hear the exact number, time, and everything from our red hat.
Yes, as that goal was scored around the 64th minute mark, with some change on the clock as well. So
just came in 64th minute, goal by 30, assist by 7.
Yep, so assist there from Elijah Amo, goal by number 30 Tyler Gabara. About as unorthodox goal as they come, but still nonetheless a goal.
Definitely from this point on, Georgia FC is going to try and apply so much pressure
Yeah, and I think this is the point where they need to transition from the 4-5-1 to a 4-3-3 and push those guys forward because they don't get enough guys forward in transition, especially playing against the Bobcats, who are just so strong and smart in transition. So as now Ian Serra stands over the ball. Can't see on that far flank who that is.
Second goal of the game, scored by number 30, Tyler. Assisted by number.
Crowd chants coming in as that goal was just recapped by our live commentary here at the game, the announcers. Zaragoza, beautiful first touch. Puts 0-2 in the box. That one's going to be a handball on 0-2, and it's going to be coming out. Just really haven't been able to get anything going in the final third as we're going to have some subs here in the 66th, 67th minute by the Bobcats this time. Can't get a clear look on who's coming in, or Wilfred Tanay. We're still figuring it out, but it looks like we're going to take another break. The heat is still overwhelming for all of us, really, at Marine Hendricks Field. So we're going to take a brief break, and we'll come back to you in just about probably around 2 minutes. So we thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back in just a minute.
So we do have the subs that came in and out during the water break. For the Bobcats, 16 came in
That's Wilfred Tanay.
and 22 came out.
22, Andrew Whipple.
And then we have 18 coming in for 7.
Cool. So looks like Elijah Amo is going to take a little break here. And the Bobcats are going to go a different direction.
And then we also have 13 coming in for 98.
So it looks like number 18 for the Bobcats. Wilfred Tanay actually messed up there last time. Wilfred Tanay, who scored last game here at Marine Hendricks Field, coming in for Elijah Amo. And what was the other sub, Hannah?
13 for 98.
All right. So it looks like we're going to have Sean Sharma in for Davey Mason.
And we do have an update on the Bobcat mascot has been officially named Ross M. the Bobcat.
Awesome. So the sponsor, ROSM, which is the Regenerative Orthopedics and Sports Medicine practice, is going to be the name of the Bobcat, just broken up into 2 different names. So it's Ross and then the initial M.
Now, I don't know if you've ever heard the sound of a bobcat, but it's pretty screeching. A loud screech.
Yeah, one of the bigger cats. Don't believe anybody can even own a bobcat, to be honest. Just the definition, thanks to Wikipedia, also known as the red lynx, is one of the 4 extant species within the medium-sized wildcat genus lynx. Native to North America, ranges from southern Canada through most of the contiguous United States to Mexico. So
Learn something new
there's
every
probably
day.
some Bobcats in Maryland. I
There
hope so.
probably
There's
most
definitely
are.
11 on the field right now, though.
That's a great one. That's a great one.
As now it looks like they're complaining for a foul. I believe that's Patrick Okonkwo up top.
That's a late call by the ref.
And I think they're going to go. That's actually offsides.
Oh, wait.
Instead of Okonkwo getting the foul he seeked, he got an offsides call. So that's one way to brighten the mood for him. As now it's another free kick taken by Jacob Boyle in the Bobcats half of the field. Instead of calling him Ross M, I kind of like the name Ross, the Bobcat, but we're going to go Ross M for now, just for professional purposes.
I agree.
He does have the Ross M shirt on, but it looks like Wilfred Tanay is in. And this one might be awarded another corner kick.
I truly thought that was going.
Broken up there by Adeni, it appears, and now Tyler Gabarra is going to find himself in a similar place, hitting another corner kick, the man that just got himself on the score sheet in the 66th minute.
Do you think he likes taking corner kicks more than being out there in these circumstances?
I'm sure he's the most useful person for the corner kick for the left-sided corner kicks.
Makes sense.
So what they like to say basically is he's as useful as can be on that corner kick, and he's more useful on that kick than he is in the field. So whether he likes it or not, that's where he is. And I think he does like taking the corner kick. When I played, I always loved taking the corner kick because you kind of get to dictate everybody. There's not too many times you get to dictate what everybody else, designs their runs and schemes in the field, and that's something Gabarra certainly gets to do. Here is now we'll have a turn here with some speed going on here.
Very.
From
very
number 8.
Fast.
This was the sub that we had earlier.
Fresh legs.
Absolutely.
You see Gabarra shouting, telling his teammates to get up. He sees and there goes a foul. But Gabarra knew somebody was trying to run up there.
And this looks like Richard Forca on the ground who just got that foul. Forca's a bit shooken up, but even more shooken up appears, I think it's Patrick Okonkwo who's on the ground right now, the leading scorer for Georgia FC.
Both ATs are at the sideline waiting, seeing if they need to jump on. But it looks like they might, they're not going to have to get him for now. But we can't take anything lightly.
And now it appears that the sub that came in a little while ago, Lamin Jane was the left winger that was very apparent in the last game between these two teams here at home at Marine Hendricks Field.
A yellow card was given in the 54th minute to player number Maryland Bobcat player 5.
I believe it was 15, Richard Forca.
Then we might have had a misspell.
Unless I'm incorrect, maybe it could have been 5, but I'm almost certain Richard Forca was the one in the area who fouled Okonkwo.
I will ask for clarification from our red hat.
Yep, and we'll get you a live update of whether or not it was Forca or Tongwaaka, who is 5, as Tyrone Harrison.
I have our red hat is telling me 5.
Okay, so Tongwaaka actually getting the yellow card there, his first of the day. Zaragoza on the ball. There is Rios Hernandez, and now back to Harrison. Adeni plays this one out to Ian Serra, who's playing on the left wing. Tries to drive a ball in. Broken up there from Forca. Abdou Tiam. Oh, and there goes Wilfred Tanay, seemingly forgetting something. The only important thing on the field, really, for the players to play with, which is the ball. Tanay left that one behind on that drive.
So I
as
know.
now Laminjane turns over the ball.
So due to the cloud coverage, we actually will not be able to see the full moon that we are supposed to have tonight. But a couple games ago, you and Max were on, and there was a full moon.
Absolutely, and at that point, that full moon was so bright it looked like it could light up the whole field without the lights we have around the field. So it's a shame we can't see the one tonight. As Herrera's on the ball, now Rios Hernandez again. Harrison. Adeni. Harrison. Rios Hernandez. Broken up there again from Gabara. Is now Okonkwo is going to try for something.
Oh, wow.
And get it absolutely broken up, and he
Yeah.
might be disrupted because he thought that was a foul. Looked pretty clear from here that it was ball, but
They had a
he's had a
topple
rough
over
game so
there
far.
in the crest.
As he's going to, that was Rios Hernandez trying to find John A on a through ball. And now Gabar is going to go in transition in a similar place he was last time, sending Tiam a through ball just about a foot
Just
out
close.
to front.
Yep.
But Nicholas
That was-
Nelson,
yep.
shout out the goalkeeper for Georgia FC, coming out
Definitely
at
a
just
great
the right
move.
time to get that one.
I used to play goalie in elementary and middle school decades ago. But still, it's a hard job. You have to throw yourself in front of a player that's running at you.
Absolutely, definitely one of the toughest ones. And that's another penalty call there from Ryan Nee.
Wow.
Looks like Laminjane got tripped up either by Pausien or maybe even number 13 for the Bobcats this time.
The
And
supporter group is not happy with this call.
that's just unfortunate for the Bobcats. You never want to see a team draw more than one penalty in a game and even allow this Georgia FC team to see a little bit of light. Number 13, Sean Sharma, the center back for the Bobcats, was the one who recorded the foul there. And now we're unsure who's going to be taking this penalty. It looks like it's going to be Lamin Jane, the sub for Georgia FC. The one who was fouled is going to be taking the penalty. And Patrick Okonkwo knew it was not his day for the penalty as Lamin Jane backs up, standing in the D of the 18-yard box. Jane runs up. Bobcats fans making noise.
The youth
Lamin
behind.
Jane stands up, takes the penalty in the top right corner. An absolute laser there from Lamin Jane. And Jacob Boyle will not be keeping that clean sheet he desired on the game as Georgia FC gets their first goal of the day. And this game is now a 2-1 lead for the Bobcats in the 78th minute. So another thriller maybe looking to happen.
And we have another sub for Maryland Bobcats. We have 31 coming in and 10 coming out.
Yes. So we'll have number 31, Julian Hodek, the defensive midfielder from FIU. That is Florida International University, coming in. And who did he sub out, Hannah?
Not 10.
So he took out Darwin Espinal. That wrapped up Darwin's minutes on the day. It's a really interesting move to make, as Georgia, just scored their first goal of the day when Espinal's the team's leading scorer.
I agree. I don't know if it was. I understand resting the legs, but Georgia FC is still a threat.
Certainly.
They could tie it up.
Certainly, Hannah, as the next game, which appears to be postponed, was set for June 26th at
Correct.
Showalter Field. That is for Club de Lyon. That
Yeah.
one's postponed, so the Bobcats' next game will actually be Saturday, June 29th, and that will be at Silverbacks Park Stadium in Georgia. So, playing Georgia FC again. So, maybe that's why sometimes these head-to-head matchups, they know they're going to face the same team again, so they're okay with, resting a player if need be.
100%. I do know that the Maryland Bobcats game will be live streamed at our partner St. Bro Brewery at their location for that 12 o'clock game.
Awesome. Thank you, Hannah. And also, speaking of streaming, fans, check out NISA's new streaming platform, NISA Plus, your home for the latest content, highlights, and live matches. It's all here. All the action, all in one place, only on NISA Plus. As now we have a throw here. Looks like Forka's on the ball. Now they'll find Julian Hodek, who just subbed in. Hodek looking to make something happen for this Bobcats team late. Hodek turning the ball over and recording everything but the ball there and getting his first foul of the game on the midfielder Ian Sarro. As now Georgia FC will play this ball short. They have about 9 minutes in regular time to notch this game at 2 apiece. Bobcats would really be frustrated if this game turned out to be a tie, as they were up 2-0 at one point.
Like I said, Georgia FC is still a threat. So Bobcats need to do everything in their power to make sure that they can keep these 3 points. If they don't, and Michigan wins their next game, Bobcats are out of first place.
As that one's offsides, they try and play a long ball there to Tiam. He was waiting patiently for about a minute for Pausian to play the ball. Did not get that ball played and was pretty frustrated there, and Tiam's called offsides by our AR on the far side, Ryan Myers. Herrera collects it there, plays Zaragoza.
Jacob
Boyle's
Boyle
going to collect this one here, yep. And this game being at the Plex, Maryland Soccer Plex. Maryland Bobcats FC returns to the Plex on Wednesday, July 17th at 7 p.m. It says currently to take on Georgia FC, but listed on the website it says they are going to be playing Club de Lyon, so we're going to figure that out for you. But you're not going to want to miss this one. Fans can purchase tickets now at tickets.nisasoccer.com. So we can confirm who the Bobcats will be facing in their next home match on July 17th. But till then, Ian Sarro driving up the left side. Broken up by the Bobcats. Richard Forca finds Julian Hodek, and Julian Hodek's not going to get the ball here. Not the greatest start to his substitution.
And here Georgia FC goes again, like we were talking about.
Now it
They
looks like
push
Abdou
everybody
Tiam's
up.
in another strong position here forward.
They
Gonna
push.
try and find a cross, but there's not a single person in the area. As now it's Herrera back on the ball.
Yeah, Hodak wasn't there at that moment.
It didn't look like really anybody was there on Tiam's cross. I mean, a rough transition there from the Bobcats, but I think what they're trying to really make sure right now is to keep more players back than sending more forward, as they have a 2-1 lead. It's not a comfortable lead, but it's a smart tactic by the Bobcats.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we have at least 2 minutes of extra time, but maybe 3. Who knows?
Yeah, I think at least 2 because of the break we took in the second half. But we'll see and keep you guys posted on that as Zhang Wu So tries to play a ball up there to Jeanne.
Georgia FC still has subs standing, practicing, so we don't know. We could see them come on in the last few minutes.
As now Georgia turns this one over, and Sean Sharma has a second to kind of take his time collecting this throw.
Definitely running down that clock. Calling for Gabara to come up. Gabara trying to find him.
Gabara collects this ball and he's driving through the midfield. Just so good on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Really good at shielding it and controlling. As he gets the ball back.
I
Now
might-
dumps it off to Luis Almeida. And now Aka sends it to Sharma out on the left wing.
I'm definitely out the game. I haven't watched any of Gabara's videos from before or his parents play. I saw that both his parents played for national teams.
No surprise there. So now the Bobcats are moving the ball so well right now and actually getting whatever they want, it appears.
Sharma definitely
As
playing
Julian
it safe.
Hodek gets the ball now. Back to Pausian. Sharma moving the ball so well right now, possessing. As now they work the space, they swing it to Aka, and just impressive work there from the Bobcats in keeping possession. That's the biggest turnover for them so far, and that long ball there. But when they were playing short, it was just, artistry, really.
You don't always need to go for those long kicks. Passing it back and forth to get that open is great.
As now we have Jane, who scored the penalty, going forward. Jane is going to send this ball in the box. Stepped up there from Aka. Pausian gets the ball. Bobcats not looking to let him score. Is now on their feet again.
Wow.
It's Gabara with the ball.
That was a close one for Georgia FC, though.
Gabara finds Sharma, who's going to turn out wide with it. Find Hodek. Flick it on.
Ooh.
And some nifty pass there.
Ref
Sharma
called
almost got it.
Just the slightest of centimeters outside of that line. Now we have 2 balls on the field.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on right now in terms of which ball they're playing, but number 30, Tyrone Harrison, is going to play this one back to Adeniyi. Switch the fields now is Jung Woo So.
Under 3 minutes of regular play.
Another throw-in awarded to Georgia FC.
Coach Cal tried to get that ball from going a little bit farther for the Georgia FC throw-in. Georgia FC currently only has 2 of their players back. And now we have 3, but who's down? Is that Hodak?
It's Julian Hodek, it looks like. Got fouled there as he was sticking his foot up trying to play a flick on.
Yellow card.
That's a yellow card awarded to Adeniyi, the center back for this team tonight.
Looks like the AT won't be coming on for Hodak. Walks it off.
Yeah, Hodek being a sub really wants to make sure he makes the most of every minute he gets, and that's why, that's part of the reason why he wants to stay in here.
So the yellow card was given to 22 in the 88th minute.
Yep, Adeniyi with the yellow card. Yellow cards at this point don't really matter unless it's your second, but nobody has gotten their second yellow card today. As Richard Forca jumps there with Jane.
Ooh.
Now Rios Hernandez.
Saw the vision of that play. Maybe they can make it happen.
Gabara is so strong on the ball and just smart, really. He can go back here. He can go forward. I think he's going to opt to go back. He will to Sharma. Sharma's going to swing this to Boyle.
I don't like when it's that close.
Boyle just taking ticks off the clock and just letting it roll back. As now this one's won. Forca again in the air.
Oh, wow. Forca got hit down. Definitely think the AT might need to come on for that. He got hit while he was in the air coming down. No? Oh, wow. Forca's strong.
A strong play there from Forca. Great header there. I wish we could see the vertical on that play one more time. But Forca won the ball in the air, and the referee saw it was a late blow he took, and it's going to be Bobcats' ball.
Under 30 seconds left.
We're approaching the 90th minute. But some extra time will definitely be awarded.
Yes. Once we find out, we will definitely tell you guys. It looks like the red hat might be talking to the ref to let us know. But it also looks like Georgia FC has subs coming on.
Turnover there from Gabara. Not what he was looking for. As this ball's going to be played into the box. Cleared out by Aka. Pausian on the ball. Looking to chip this one up. We'll find Abdou Tiam. Tiam's going to be strong on the ball.
4 extra minutes of stop play.
Tiam going forward. May save this one. He's got it in the corner. Is he just going to take ticks off the clock? Looks like Tiam will.
Oh, ref!
And it looks like there's going to be
a... Oh, my goodness. I know I'm supposed to be
there.
neutral, but oh, my goodness. That was a clear pull.
As now there will be a foul called.
We have Georgia subs coming on and 4 additional minutes of play.
4 minutes of extra time awarded. That one was a clear foul. Abdou Tiam, just a tremendous job playing around 2 defenders there, able to get the ball in the corner and fend off defenders until eventually getting fouled. And now Julian Hodek, the midfielder, defensive midfielder that came on, has the chance to maybe even give the Bobcats another goal or assist on one here.
That would be very beautiful.
But instead, he's going to give it to Gabara. Him and Hodek will play with it.
Oh, wow.
A little chip there. Nifty lift from Hodek. Gabara back on the ball.
There we go.
Gabara and Hodek
Beautiful
working the
play.
side. Really just wasting time.
Yep.
They know they don't need to score, and it's 2v3, and they're kind of making Georgia look like fools, but Georgia's going to get the ball back.
Well,
I
and
know
the
they
footwork
won't
is
hold it for
beautiful.
long. Paucien back on it. Hodek in the corner. Hodek going to hold this one maybe. Take some more ticks off the clock. Eventually kick it off forward Patrick Okonkwo, and that's going to be Bobcats ball for another throw.
It's beautiful footwork. Beautiful.
As Gabara's going to take this throw. The man who scored the 2nd goal of this match and his 4th in the last 4. Shout out Gabara. He's going to play this one back. As now Abdou Tiam's driving on the baseline. And he's going to give that one away.
Dang.
I think he got a little overly anxious
Yep,
there.
I
Didn't
agree.
really lost control of the ball. And now Nicholas Nelson, the goalkeeper, is playing this one out. As now Georgia FC has to go forward, really. They don't really have much time, probably less than 2 minutes.
Correct. I was just looking at the time. We're at 92:40.
So about 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. A little less than that probably now. Jacob Boyle going to take his time, tell his team to go up so he can send a deep punt to the corner.
Under a minute.
Boyle, deep punt. This one's going to go all the way back to the other goalie, I'm sure.
Oh,
Unless
wow.
Tiam's going to
Wow.
get it maybe. Tiam, a chip.
What?
Oh, and
Oh,
he just
my
misses. The
gosh.
net just bounces right near that left post. Tiam wishes he could have that one back and put the nightcap on this game, but unfortunately, that's not it. And Georgia FC has probably around 30 seconds to
Yep.
respond.
You're so good with this time because it's just under 30 seconds.
As now Jeffrey O'Toole, the one that scored in the last game between these two teams. Wilfred Tanay is going to say, get that out of here. I'm going to hold this ball. Take away more of the time off the clock. Trying to find Kosei Hase there.
Under 10 seconds.
Number 16, Dominique Kosahase. And now Georgia FC has their last chance of scoring here. This ball will be sent in, played across the middle.
There and
Cleared out here.
now
And
we're
now Georgia FC, maybe not their last time. Jeffrey O'Toole has the ball, sends a ball in. Deep post, maybe trying to find Sarah. This one will be cleared out by Richard Forca, but sent back in.
we've gone over the extra 4
Jacob
minutes.
Boyle has the ball in the goalie's hands. And that is all she wrote as Ryan Nee blows the whistle. The Bobcats get another 2-1 victory over Georgia FC, repeating history. This time, they scored first. And what a game, what a match that was, Hannah. I mean, we love to see these two teams face off because every time we know it's going to be a thriller. I'd say this one was another thriller and lived
I
up
agree
to the hype.
wholeheartedly.
So, that said, the next match for the Bobcats is coming up, and that should be on June 29th against this team again, but actually playing Georgia FC. Looks like the next match, Club de Lyon, was postponed on June 26th, will not be happening, and instead, these two teams will be facing off again, but next time in Georgia. So, to all the fans, we thank you for coming out here. What an amazing match, and if you witnessed this live, we appreciate you. I'm James Consoli,
And I'm
joined
Hannah
by Hannah
Savoy.
Savoy, and I just like to appreciate you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good night.